Thank you for joining the Become a Billionaire with Me podcast. We'll journey together through the process of finding, evaluating, and purchasing our first multifamily apartment. On this show, we'll also bring in industry experts to share valuable tips that will help us become billionaires together. Here's your host, Multifamily Martin.
Welcome, guys. Today on the Become a Billionaire podcast, we have two good friends of mine, Adam and Bobby. These guys actually know them from college. We're in the same fraternity, and these guys just excelled and made so much money in the real estate area. Adam and Bobby, do you guys want to tell us a little bit more about yourselves?
Go for it, Adam.
First off, hello, Martine. Always good talking to you, my friend. But it's a blast. Thanks for having both Bobby and myself. Hello, Bobby, as well. We're in different parts of the Santa Clara County. I think we're all within pretty local areas, though. Right. Do you want us to kind of go over like the history, where we started, our background, like?
How'd you guys? Let's start there. Yeah, how'd you guys get started in this business?
I think all three of us might have been in a similar situation at one point where we were all interested in investing. We'd all read books on it. It totally made sense. We all were holding property of some form or another. And those are probably the best investments we've ever made up to that point. So I know years ago, all of us were kind of going through like the meetup circles.
Right.
There was a couple of local meetups here in like Saratoga, San Jose area. And I want to say it really started from there. That was kind of like that spark or that catalyst that was like, oh, wow, like these people are onto something and they're talking really big numbers. This is intriguing.
Yeah.
And I'll go even a step further, a little bit further back. So I think it goes back further than that when we were in college and we started going to some of those like conventions that they had, like the Moscone Center with Robert Kiyosaki. I think Donald Trump was there, Colin Powell, and it was a lot of motivational stuff, but at the same time, they had a lot of real estate infused. And you saw a lot of these people selling their programs. Like, well, see how I made this guy $30,000 in one deal. And that was like a big hit for them. And it was more kind of along the lines of like, that's not possible. They're just kind of them to stand in front of a check with a $30,000 number.
Yeah.
And now kind of going fast forward and actually doing it. No, that's actually real possible. And that's on
super
the
possible
lower end of what deals are possible in the Bay Area. Because I think the Bay Area is just this anomaly where, you know, if you do it right, you can do really well.
Yeah. And I think you guys are one of the very few in this market who are actually excelling in this market. You go to these meetups and, you know, there'll be around 100 people and probably less than 5% are actually doing deals in this market, but you guys have definitely excelled, you know, and are doing very well here. What are some of the things that you guys think that helped you guys excel so quickly in a matter of, you know, it's just only been, 2-3 years now?
Phenomenal partnership.
Real quick, is there like background noise or like a radio on in the background somewhere?
I'm at a coffee shop, so yeah. Is it?
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
It's all good, babe. But no, back to it though. It's definitely a great partnership. I think Bobby and I working together is that like the proverbial example of like synergy. The whole 1 and 1 now becoming 11. But both of us were probably like lower 6-figure earners before we got together, and once we're together, we were multiple 7-figure earners. And it's, I think aligning yourself with the right people, the right teams, the right kind of plan systems, et cetera, is a thing. But having a phenomenal partner, I just see it time and time again. You see like the Steve Jobs, the Wozniaks, the Walt and Roy Disneys. You know, I know Bill Gates had his left-hand man. Warren Buffett had his. And it really helps when you have someone to hold you accountable and also talk through what's in your own head. Sometimes you can talk yourself into the wrong direction, and it's nice to have a completely separate voice be like, you know what, you're actually correct. Don't scare yourself away, or you were way off. Like, fuck off. Like, this isn't going to work. You're insane.
Yeah. Well, and along those lines too, you have someone else who, because we're different people. Adam excels in different areas that I don't. I excel in different areas that Adam doesn't. So we pick up the slack where we don't excel at, which is huge, because that's something that we can, now we cover pretty much all the bases versus, 75% of the bases.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. What do you guys recommend? Some of our newbie listeners, some of them, have not done a deal. What do you recommend that they do to just jump into, this business and really have explosive growth, such as you guys have seen or you guys have done?
First thing coming to my head is read that book by Gary Keller, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor.
Okay.
You can buy it on Amazon for like $20. It's worth it. If you're not willing to read that, like, just don't do this industry. You're not willing to put in the work, because it's going to be a lot more than reading a book or two if you want to make some decent money in this.
Yeah.
So I would start right there. I think that's the best book I've ever written on real estate investing. The next thing I would say is reach out to people who are doing it. You can always reach out to Martina. I know Martina's done deals. You can always reach out to Bobby and myself. We have done, I think, close to 60 deals at this point.
Yeah.
Find other people in like meetups. Go to meetup.com and look at other real estate investors and start to mingle with the right people and surround yourself around people who are hungry and who are dedicated, who are active in this industry.
Yeah.
And be willing to grind it out. This isn't something that Adam and I, over a month, we just started crushing it. Both of us got into real estate. We got our real estate license in like 2007. And then I don't think either one of us sold a property, but that's when we started Exactly. But that's when we started studying. We didn't do our real first fix and flip, purchase, wholesale, whatever you want to call it, until 2016. So you see right there, that's 9 years where we were educating ourselves. We bought some, our own personal residence or a personal investment, something like that, but nothing on a grand scale. And we were educating ourselves for 10 years plus.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes, time, education. And once we started actually really going at it 100%, it was probably still a solid year before we got our first deal. So it was just like, we're putting in probably a solid 2,000 hours before we saw anything.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot.
I would agree with the year, definitely. Like Bobby said, we were both in this quite a while ago, but in a different field. But once we decided that we wanted to be heavy investors, the proverbial "I want to buy your house," it took us a year to get our first deal. And I think we've had a few students who we've trained. So I know a lot of our students have ended up doing deals within like 3 months or less.
Yeah.
So there is something to be said about, if I would have known that earlier, I would have tried to find the right mentors, which is hard. There's a lot of bullshit out there, but in hindsight, I wouldn't mind finding the right mentors to kind of jumpstart our career. But Bobby's right. It took us a year, and I always kind of joke, like, this guy, like, I got a college degree. Bobby was working at NASA, and he has a master's degree. Like, we're not idiots.
Yeah.
We're not the brightest, but we're not idiots. And it takes time, and it takes dedication, and it takes you got to be willing to grind this out. And a lot of people will just do the mental gymnastic of, oh, it's been 3 months, I haven't done a deal, there's no real deal, this isn't real, this doesn't exist. And
You're
even
right.
I went there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got to grind this out. If you grind this out, you'll be successful. It's funny. I actually just talked to, if you remember Aiden, Bobby, Aiden Make Me No Money. But,
yeah.
I was talking to him today, and we knew this guy. I had this conversation about a year and a half ago. Told him to keep grinding. He was about to quit, go back to being like an auto mechanic, but he grinded it out. He just wrapped up his 6th deal this year.
And that was when we first met him. Until about a year after that, he hadn't done anything, and he just kept at it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
His name's Aiden, and the joke was like, Aiden making me no money. So like, he ain't making me no money, We kept telling him to bring us a deal, but he just wasn't well connected in the industry. But now he's getting stuff done. He's getting traction. He's spending money on marketing. He's door knocking, which is huge. If you're not willing to door knock at least a few days a week for your first couple of months, don't do this. It's all these little things. Like if you can't get comfortable talking to somebody about how you want to buy probably their most cherished asset, and it's going to have to be around 70 cents on the dollar to make sense.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Yeah, that's very true. And I want to back up a little bit to what Adam said a few minutes ago. Guys, Adam mentioned that, you know, they've been doing this for a few years and they're about 60 deals in. Guys, don't think that, you know, they haven't done enough. These are multi-million dollar deals that these guys are purchasing. You know, they're buying homes from doctors, people with PhDs, master's degrees. In the San Francisco Bay Area, you know, we have a lot of tech people here. These are highly educated people. And to be honest, it's one of the hardest markets in the country to try to talk somebody into selling their house at a discount. I know that a lot of other guys, you know, in these Facebook wholesaling groups are doing 100, 200, even 500 plus deals a year. But these houses that they're doing are, you know, maybe $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 houses. It's a lot easier, I would think, to, you know, have someone sell their $20,000 house, you know, a couple grand cheaper to you, compared to, you know, these $1 million house deals that Adam and Bobby are doing.
Yeah, no, to back what you're saying, in the last 2.5, just shy of 3 years, we have now, I believe we're getting somewhere close to about 147, 157 million worth of buy and sell transactions in terms of like flipping and adding value.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
no, we've bought a lot. You're right. We deal with a lot of savvy people. These people are very sophisticated. We just bought. We did a portfolio buy of a gentleman. He had a bunch of triplexes right off of Castro Street in downtown Mountain View, like just grade A property. This guy, a great businessman. He's moving that to a bunch
He was
of
a commercial broker.
Exactly. Wow. He's a commercial broker moving into like triple net restaurants around the country and whatnot. These aren't just. It's not always just desperate people who just need to sell quick, want money, don't know what they have.
Yeah.
They're smoking a bunch of crack. You're not running into these all the time. These are savvy people. You have to show them that you're real, you're professional, and you have to have some sort of value add proposition that you're bringing to them. And it's never going to be, I'm going to pay you the highest price, but it's I'm going to close the quickest, the easiest terms, the least amount of headache. I'll buy everything off you all at once, whatever it is. In that case, it was a portfolio buy, but we needed at a discount. And also, we don't know what triplex they're selling for in this market because there wasn't a lot of comps. So we had to go out on a limb there and take some risks. But there's always going to be some sort of factor.
Go into that deal that Adam's talking about, those 3 triplexes. So we started talking to that owner about a year and a half ago, possibly. And we bought the first triplex about a year ago. And we had to set our own comps. So the first one that we bought, we set our own comp, and we did okay on that one. Didn't do great on it, but we set a comp for the next 2 and realized that we had overpaid for the portfolio. Yeah. So we were able to renegotiate the next 2 because he wanted a 1031 that first one, and then hold off on the second 2 until he saw that we could close, and then sell the next 2. So we renegotiated the next 2 to make it where it made sense for us. And he realized it. He's like, oh, no, I see you guys. It's pretty much a break-even deal at what you bought him at. It doesn't make sense to sell these next 2. And I can't sell them to another investor because they're under market valued rents or under market rents. The property is, it's in good shape, but it needs a lot of work. And with that, he was realistic with his negotiation. So he knew exactly what he could do and what he couldn't do, and what risk was associated with him keeping them and doing it himself. Yeah. And so, it wasn't like we're exactly like, we're not talking cracker. We're talking to a commercial broker. And then we're also talking to the broker who owns a Keller Williams. So there's a lot of savvy people involved in the deal, and everyone came together where it made sense. And we were able to buy the whole thing and do pretty well on the bulk buy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys are definitely masters at negotiation. I'll say that you guys definitely, can get the deal done and make it a win-win for everybody. I think, when I first started, I think one of the hardest things for me was, finding a deal. What's the best way for our listeners that are jumping into this to find their first deal?
I'll go.
Yeah.
So it depending on what you have to start. If you have a little bit of cushion and money to start, there's 2 approaches. You can do the guerrilla marketing, which is you're gonna have to door knock and cold call. That's it. You can't do anything else. Those are your 2 approaches.
Read that book too. Called Guerrilla Marketing.
Great book.
Great book.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out. I haven't read it yet.
But so if you don't want to spend any money, you have to do one of those two tactics because those will get you deals. We've gotten deals from both, and I'll let Adam go into the paid marketing.
Paid marketing is the thing as well. So to kind of go with Bobby was saying, I think you have multiple forms of marketing. Free marketing, which would be reaching out to agents, go door knocking. We've tried the bandit signs. They didn't work for us, but I know some people that they run their whole business off these things.
Yeah.
And just Google search. Do a quick Google search, like how to market for off-market fixers. You know, like you'll find 1,000 videos, 1,000 different resources. And going into paid marketing, you have mailers, you have all sorts of systems you can use at that point. People love direct mail. Go out of your way to start accessing whatever information you can to target a market, and then make sure you get in touch with the right people within that market.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And what would you guys recommend would be the best way to fund a deal? You know, let's say someone doesn't have any money or they have very little money. What do you guys recommend?
Find a deal. And if it's a deal, you call up Uncle Martine, Uncle Adam, or Uncle Bobby, and we're going to do it with you. And we'll make sure the money shows up. And that's how it works. And it doesn't have to be us. It should be us. If you're hearing this podcast and you're learning something, it should be us. But what you need to do is once you have a deal, too many people focus on like the money first, and I think that's like the proverbial like putting like the carriage before the horse. You need to find a deal.
Yeah.
Here's what you really need. You need the knowledge first so that you know what a deal is. So many times people think they have a deal, but they don't because they don't have the knowledge. So if they had the knowledge, they can now distinguish what's the deal and what's not the deal. So with the knowledge, now you have a deal. Once you have a deal, I know 30, 40 buyers who will team up with you in 5 minutes flat. And that thing will be funded within like a week or less. We could have it funded within 24 hours. So again, I think it goes knowledge, find the deal, easy to team up with anybody. If you got somebody, call Martine, call Bobby, call myself, call any of us. We will make sure that we take that deal down, and we have no problem partnering with people.
This is actually a good example of people needing to know what a deal is. So I'm looking just at the front page of our email right now, and there is 1, 2, 3. There's 4 emails out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9 emails that are deals, they're garbage. So people don't know what deals are even when they're sending them.
Yeah.
And these are people that have sent multiple quote unquote deals. They're still garbage. So if you're able to decipher what a deal is versus what's not a deal, where the value is there actually a value add opportunity for someone? You're going to be able to do something with that property. No questions asked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And here's a little tidbit too. Too many people it's like, well, what's the deal? You know, I say this: the easiest math, and this is not some sort of algorithm or there's no science to this, but a very quick, easy is if you can get the property at 30% below what Redfin is saying it's worth, you probably got a deal. Yeah. Call Bobby, call Martine, call myself. You probably have a deal.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Cool. I know you guys mentioned a few books that you guys recommend, but what would be one of your guys' favorite book or audiobook, real estate related or non-real estate related?
Non-real estate on 3?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. The 4-hour work week.
Yeah. That is a good book. Yeah, it was by Tim Ferriss, right?
Tim Ferriss. Yeah, no, we've read his 4-Hour Body, 4-Hour Chef, Tools of Titans. He's written a lot of good stuff. He's got a good podcast. We're probably going to be moving some money into one of his angel investing syndicates pretty soon.
That's awesome. That's cool.
They're doing interesting stuff. Yeah, they're they're big on like nootropics, mind-altering substances to help within the business and performance realms, etc. Yeah. Synthesizing certain things. Right? Yeah, just stuff. It's just all fascinating stuff that I don't know enough about. But that would definitely be up there for us.
Yeah.
What else would you say, Bobby?
What was that?
What else? I don't think that the E-Myth, the E, like the letter E, the E-Myth, I think is a phenomenal book in terms of business and aligning yourself with the right people. It had a great thing that I still use to this day. It says in business, you'll have 3 skills. You'll be great at one, okay at the other, not so great at the third. And you need to align yourself with people who can kind of balance all of that for you. And that is entrepreneurship, management, and technicians.
Wow, that's awesome.
So as you build your team, make sure you have all of that. Some people might be really good at technical skills, like they're really good at like day-to-day getting like data done or getting contracts done or following like a rigorous system or having like something that they repeat and they do every day out of habit, where other people might be more whimsical and come up with something that's totally just in left field that nobody thought of, but you're like, let's try this, let's see what happens, and next thing you know, it bears fruit. That might be the entrepreneur. And then you might have the manager who's just really good with personalities and people and kind of just juggle multiple different personalities within a room. Or every project, when you do a project, we're probably dealing with 30 different personalities, from the agents to the buyers to the contractors to the landscapers to the stagers to your listing agent to the new buyers coming in for it to the people you need to raise the funds through the hard money. You are dealing with a lot of personalities. So again, you want to make sure that you have some team that has a level of entrepreneurship, which is just free thought, free ideas, and doing creative stuff to find deals. Management, which is corralling all these people together and being charismatic for people who want to work with you, as well as technical skills, which is getting the contracts done, staying on top of the emails, staying on top of the paperwork, making sure all the proper documents are getting signed and filled out appropriately, etc.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Another good one, non-real estate related, is the Medici effect. Most people probably haven't heard of it. It's not a super common book, especially in the business world, but it's good. It goes along the lines of combining things that you don't typically combine and producing essentially some type of synergy. But you're taking two unlike things that you normally wouldn't combine, whether it be a product or two different businesses, and then you're creating new, just magical product / business, whatever it is. Pretty good book.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just thinking outside the box.
Yeah, that's
one
great.
more time. What was that one called?
The Medici effect.
The Medici effect. Okay, awesome.
Do you have that one at your? For some reason, now I'm wondering if I actually do read that. Do you have that one at your house?
I might.
If you do, let me know. If not, I'm going to order it.
Yeah, no, it's. I read that back in, I think it was in college. The guy that wrote it actually came to speak at San Jose State, and super interesting. It's it's not your typical book or real estate book.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome, guys. You guys, I feel like I can talk about real estate with you guys, forever. You guys are super knowledgeable. I hope that our guests, got several nuggets of wisdom from you guys. You guys have done a lot. You guys are very successful. I know you guys also have a training school. If people want to get a hold of you guys, whether it's to bring you guys a deal or, figure out, how they can learn this business, what's the best way for someone to get a hold of you guys?
So the best way is just give us a call, 408-755-6745. Again, 408-755-6745. That gets to both of us. You'll be able to get a hold of us. You can text us, call us. If you have a deal that you want to go over and you want to you see if it's something that's worth pursuing, we'll always help you out with one or two. After that, if it's two garbage ones, typically we start discounting people when they bring stuff, and we just do a quick 10-second review versus going in depth and kind of giving the education, because you got to take what you are given and learn from it and grow from it and use it to help benefit yourself and those around you. So by all means, anyone who wants to reach out. If you have a property, we'll analyze it in depth with you and kind of go over what needs to be done for that property to be a deal.
Yeah, awesome. Great. And what's the name of your guys' training website again? You guys offer training as well. What's the name of that?
AmericanFlippers.com.
Awesome. Great. Awesome. Well, hey guys, nice speaking with you guys today. And I'm sure our listeners will get a lot from you guys. And hopefully we can meet up soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Martin. Have a good one.
All right. See you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Become a Billionaire with Me podcast. If you liked what you heard, please help by giving us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to make a comment in the comment section. Let's become billionaires together.